Hello and welcome to Post, the channel where we discuss all things hockey and all teams. What's going on this week?
Nothing on the ice, but
Boom,
holy
boom, boom,
smokes.
boom, boom, boom. All kinds of stuff going on.
Crazy.
This is the first in a series of videos that we're about to film tonight. We have a lot of hockey to talk about, so you're going to see these next four-ish videos come out in rapid succession, probably all in the next 48 hours. So it'll be
4 to 8, not 48. 4 to 8.
No, 48 hours.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What takes you so long?
I got a life. I'm doing stuff.
All right.
Anyway.
Okay.
The main reason is I don't want to release them that quick so people miss them, because I don't trust YouTube to notify people if you upload videos too soon.
Right.
Sometimes YouTube doesn't notify the person of...
Oh, okay. We can't have that.
Yeah, anyways. We're here to talk about the name behind me. Actually, I don't know if you can see the name. Maybe it's up too high. Karlsson, up there. Obviously, we're not breaking any news here. He was traded. Everyone knows this, is watching this. If you don't, you've been living under a rock. But first, before we get into this, I want to do a selfish plug. The last video that we made together, we mentioned that we were doing a kind of an NHL trivia of where am I.
Oh, yeah.
So I showed you a picture of an NHL city, and you had to tell me what team played there.
Yeah.
So we've completed that video now. It's done. It's on our second channel. If you haven't seen it, please go watch it and see how well you do. You can play along in the video. I'll link it down below in the description or in the pinned comment.
And if you want to see me kill this competition, it's the wrong video.
See if you can beat the GOAT here. Okay.
Should be easy.
So, Erik Karlsson. His name has been in the rumors of being traded for what seems to be maybe a year and 9-10 months, something like that.
Yeah.
Around there.
Close
so
to 2.
Today's finally the day. We've been waiting for so long for this. So I'm going to read out the whole trade. And this is going to take some time because this trade is detailed. Just bear with me. To San Jose, Erik Karlsson and Francis Perron. That was easy. To Ottawa, Chris Tierney, who has 2 years left on his contract at 2.9 average. He's 24. Dylan DeMello, 2 years left on his contract at 900,000 average. He's 25.
Okay.
I like both of those guys. So, good job there as for Ottawa. But I'm not saying good job in the trade. Just wait. I'm saying I like those guys. Joshua Norris, he's been playing college hockey. He's 19. Rudolph's Balsers?
Balsers, I think. Yeah.
Rudolph's? Is there 2 of them? I don't... Anyway, he's been playing in the AHL. He's 21. And then we get into the complicated part. Now, some of these overlap a little bit, but just bear with me. I'm going to explain everything. A 2019 conditional second-round pick, a 2020 conditional first-round pick, a 2021 conditional second-round pick, and a conditional first-round pick. Now, these conditions kind of overlap in the same pick. I'm going to explain everything. So, first, the 2019 second-round pick is the higher of the 2 that San Jose owns. San Jose owns a Panthers and their own pick. So whichever comes higher, that's what they'll be giving. Ottawa receives the Sharks' 2019 first-round pick if the Sharks do not make the playoffs. If the Sharks make the playoffs, Ottawa receives San Jose Sharks' 2020 first-round pick. I think that says, yeah. I have 2019 written down here, but I think it's supposed to say 2020. Anyway. Sens receive Sharks' 2021 second-round pick if Karlsson is re-signed. The selection upgrades to a 2021 first-round pick if the Sharks reach the Stanley Cup Finals in 2019.
What if it rains on a Tuesday?
Oh, I'm not done. There's more.
Oh, my God.
Sens receive a first-round pick from the Sharks no later than 2022 if Karlsson is on an Eastern Conference roster or reserve list during the 2018-2019 season.
I saw that.
I'm not done.
So in other words, if he doesn't sign with San Jose and signs in the East.
Or gets traded.
Traded, yeah.
There's more. Karlsson must keep his hair, mustache, and goatee looking like a pirate. And I'm just joking, clearly.
Well, you know what? That doesn't sound nearly as crazy as that other stuff.
That's why
you
I put it in here. I know. So, anyway, it's a wild trade to get your head around. Montreal Canadiens are my favorite team. You guys know this. You might also know that San Jose Sharks are my second favorite team. I'm very happy.
I bet.
I'm very happy.
I bet.
Right now. To me, San Jose totally fleeced Ottawa here. This is, in my opinion, a terrible trade by Ottawa. But with that said, Karlsson was leaving Ottawa anyway.
Yep.
We all knew this.
Yep.
So the Senators had to get as much as they could for Karlsson. With that said, based on what they got, I think they got totally hosed. They could have got so much more, in my opinion, for Erik Karlsson. Now, maybe that's not the case. I'm an idiot on YouTube making a video. I'm not in the boardrooms talking, and I don't know what's being offered for Erik Karlsson, so I really don't know. I can't say, but to me, as an outsider looking in, this is a bad trade for Ottawa. That's my opinion. Feel free to disagree. If you're an Ottawa Senators fans and you disagree, I'm not going to be offended. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. Just convey your opinion subjectively and constructively in the comment section. All right. What are your thoughts on this?
I agree. It was a very bad trade for Ottawa. But I also understand that at most they were going to get one more year out of him. And that was not going to be enough to get Ottawa to where Ottawa wants to be, which is to be a playoff contender. Mm-hmm. That was not going to happen this year with Karlsson or without, whether he was healthy or not. So if that's not going to change things, then why keep him around other than to maybe keep driving sales of seats? Because people would still come to the rink to watch him.
Have you seen the attendance numbers of Ottawa?
I have.
In the past couple of years.
I have. It's awful.
Do you know how much it's dropped in the last 4 years?
I don't know.
By an average of 3,000 people. It went from 18,000 something down to 15,000 something.
And that's with Karlsson.
That's with Karlsson.
So there.
And in the returns that they got, now, here's where this gets a little hard to talk about because we don't know who these picks will be. Like, we're talking about potentially 2020 picks here. This is how crazy this trade is. We might not know the caliber of these players or how well they are going to be doing until 2025 or 2026. That's almost 10 years from that's almost 10 years from now.
We're talking about potential picks that are, as we sit here, going into grade 10 in school.
Mm-hmm. 8 years from now, people might look back on this video and call us idiots because we think this is a good trade, and maybe somehow in Ottawa it works out where these picks all are dynamite and Erik Karlsson is a flop. He has a terrible rest of his career in San Jose or wherever else he goes. Ottawa, I don't think they are, but they might come out looking like geniuses here 8 years from now. Mm-hmm. Again, I don't think they are, but it's a possibility. Regardless, I'm very happy San Jose gets Erik Karlsson. You've got Brent Burns. You've got Vlasic. You've got Karlsson in your top four. Come on.
Yeah.
It's a good time to be a Sharks fan. I'm very excited.
Yeah. One thing I thought was curious, I don't know if you saw it or not or watched it, but Erik Karlsson did a press stand-up, a media availability, after the trade was announced. And he was standing in front of an Ottawa Senators backdrop, which I thought was odd, because the last thing you really, now that you've been dealt, you really shouldn't have the old team's logo behind you. But obviously they don't have time to ship in other logos to go behind him. But just to have him standing in that spot, I thought was odd.
I actually disagree with you there. I think he should be. He's been with the franchise for a long time. He should be behind that, or those logos should be behind him for the last time as he addresses mainly the fans of Ottawa, the citizens of Ottawa, and the rest of the team and everything. So I actually like that.
I'm more of a clean break kind of guy. Now, what I really want to comment on is what he said, not so much what was behind him. He said that he was clearly, I mean, he wasn't Gretzky-like when Gretzky was dealt to L.A. from Edmonton.
I remember that, yeah.
He wasn't really emotional, but he is in the same degree that Gretzky was, but he was emotional. His voice was cracking. He was not happy. And he's not committed even a little bit that he's going to try hard to sign with San Jose. He called Ottawa his forever home. Mm-hmm. And he essentially said, I'll be back to live there, if not necessarily to play hockey there. He's going to keep roots in Ottawa. That's how much he's attached to the city. And good for him and good for them that he loved the city so much that he's going to try to maintain some kind of attachment to them. But he's like, if I was a San Jose fan, I wouldn't be really happy with that first media availability, because you could tell that he was very reluctantly going to go where the contract pointed him. Mm-hmm. And that's to San Jose for the last year. And for him to re-sign, presuming he's fully healthy, and I'm not sure that the jury is in on that just yet with his foot, but if he's fully healthy, there's people talking that he could command $10 or $11 million a year.
He could.
And if San Jose offers him that kind of money, he'd be, well, I think every team will have the dangle out for him. San Jose, will they get a discount and having first crack at him to negotiate an extension? Maybe. But at the end of the day, he could do to San Jose what he's done to Ottawa, which is just hang back and wait for the offers to roll in next July. So I don't get the sense that San Jose is getting a guy who's committed to the team. And I think that contrasts very starkly with Pacioretty going to Vegas. I think Pacioretty is dying to get, well, we already saw him with his skates on and his jersey on, and he's having a ball out there at the practice facility already.
I agree with that statement, but I think you're right. He's not looking forward to going because he does love Ottawa. But I'm going to make a very bold statement, and I believe I'm true here. This trade doesn't get done if Ottawa has a different owner. I think this trade 100% happens because Eugene Melnyk is their owner. They have terrible relations between the two. That's not a rumor. That's factual. And I don't blame Peter Dorion for this, their GM. He's probably forced to do it by Eugene Melnyk. So it's really unfortunate that happens. I'm not a fan of Melnyk. No. I wish all the best for Karlsson.
Me too.
I hope he fits in San Jose. And if it doesn't work out in San Jose, and San Jose is going to miss the playoffs, they can do exactly what Ottawa could have done, which is trade Karlsson at the trade deadline this upcoming year. If they do that, they forfeit their first-round pick for 2019, but the return that they could get for Karlsson at the trade deadline could be massive.
It's substantial.
So,
yeah,
it was a very impressive, calculated move by Doug Wilson and the San Jose Sharks.
San Jose clearly owned this trade.
Completely.
And at least with the Montreal-Vegas trade, not to drag everything back to Montreal, but I am what I am, that was a far more even-Steven kind of trade. It's not absolutely certain who won and who lost that trade, and we won't know for a couple of years. It is obvious who won and who lost the Ottawa-San Jose trade.
Yeah, and I actually saw people online saying that Montreal got more for Pacioretty than Ottawa did for
I have no doubt. Tatar and Suzuki, just the two of them.
And maybe, who knows? We don't know.
Ottawa got quantity, but they got less quality per person than Montreal got for Pacioretty.
They took a massive risk on those picks, those high picks, turning out in 2 to 5 years. So we just won't know. And for a good amount of time, who really wins this trade long term. But for the next 5 years, San Jose clearly wins this trade.
A very good friend of mine got on Twitter last night and recalled a trade that was attempted in the NBA a couple of years ago that was stopped by the league because it was so lopsided and so freaky.
Really?
And the league stepped in and said, we can't allow that. And his suggestion was, and he's a big Ottawa fan, his suggestion was that same set of oddball circumstances existed in this trade, and that the league might not be too stupid if they stepped in and had a good hard look at that craziness and said, no, you can't do that.
So as a Senators fan, he wanted the NHL to step in and stop the trade because the trade was so egregious. And
So in other words, he wanted the National Hockey League to save the Ottawa Senators from its own management.
Wow.
That's really what he wanted.
That's bold. That's a bold statement.
Yeah, but he did say in a private message to me, I bet you Neil's pretty happy.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
He is.
Boom.
Yeah.
You'll see this name on that jersey next year. Well, not literally this jersey, but on a San Jose jersey in San Jose.
I'm happy for you. I'm happy for the other fans of San Jose. I think Erik Karlsson, he's a professional. He will go to San Jose, and even if his heart is not in it on day one, he will show up and he will play very good hockey because he will be finally playing on a team other than that Ottawa flirtation with New York, which I think that was more of a fluke a couple of years ago than anything else when they were almost in the big show.
You mean Pittsburgh? When they played Pittsburgh in the conference finals?
Right, yes. They were close to getting, but I don't know if anyone thinks
Karlsson has so much more help around him.
Yes.
The support cast in San Jose is so much more impressive than the support cast in Ottawa. So I honestly think he's really going to turn out.
Yeah,
in San Jose. So
and he's got a real chance now to be with a team that's not going to fluke its way into the playoffs. It's going to earn its way into the playoffs and see how deep they go. And good luck to him.
And I don't think this trade may not even happen if Marlowe was still there, because financially, San Jose might have had too much money on their books if they still had Marlowe to even obtain Karlsson. So Marlowe leaving San Jose opened up the door more or entirely for Erik Karlsson to come in. So it's weird how things move around in the league and stuff.
But San Jose still has some thinking to do about some of their other players that they want to keep on the books. You know, in the next year or 2 years, they've got a lot of unrestricted free agents going, and they have to decide whether they hang on to some of the longer-term players they've had, the Pavelskis, the Thorntons, people like that. Karlsson could be the basis of a team that, in the case of San Jose, can do a lot like Chicago has done, rebuild while they're still good.
Well, they got Jones locked in for another 6 or 7 years. I think it's 7, maybe 6, whatever. I think Vlasic is for the same term. He's locked in long. So I mean, I'm happy. I'm excited. So
I bet you are.
All right, I think that kind of pretty much wraps it up. I'm sure we've forgotten something in this laundry list of conditions here.
Sure, we have.
Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Like I said at the beginning, we're about to film some more videos on all of the rest of the hockey news that happened this past 72 hours, basically. So keep an eye out for that. Subscribe if you're not. That would be awesome. Hit the like button down below. And, man, I feel like I'm forgetting something else.
Well, the notify button's pretty handy to have, too. And you don't always say that, but it's a good thing.
Click that little bell down there to get notified every single time that we upload. And go check out the video on our second channel. That would be awesome. Test your knowledge of hockey cities and have some fun with us and play along. All right, have a good day, and I'll catch you in the next video. Adios.